What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hunter Call of the Wild. We are going to be doing the Emerald Coast in Australia. Here we have magpie goose, stubble quail, red fox, hog deer, axis deer, feral goat, eastern gray kangaroo, fallow deer, feral pig, red deer, sandbar deer, rusa, saltwater crocs, and battering or something like that, bantering. And yeah, this is the newest DLC. So let's just get into it, I guess.
G'day, mate. How you going? Welcome to our beautiful Emerald Coast. Out here in the bush, both the fauna and the flora are unique and fascinating to observe. Oh, I'm Robert, by the way.
Just call him Robbo. Why do you sound like a tourist guide, Robbo? I'm Sophia. Sure, this region is a beaut, but it's also bloody fragile.
Too true. That's why we're stoked you're here to work with us.
But there's no rule that says you can't have fun at work, eh? You game? Where did the ute drop you off exactly? Anyway, you're not far from my station. Why don't you climb the fire lookout tower that's close by and see for yourself? From there, you'll see clearly where things are.
It may not look like it, but you're on private land. This belongs to Soph and her husband.
We run a station, a farm, and Robbo's own land is north of here.
Australia's a massive country, as you know, so it's not uncommon for folks to own huge properties that sprawl over kilometres.
Across several biomes, even. That's why we need to hire professional hunters like yourself. I reckon you won't get bored. So, how are you holding up at the fire lookout tower? Quite the workout, eh?
Good on you. You almost made it. Once you're up there, take a moment to breathe and enjoy the view. The outback. That's one of the first things they think about overseas when they hear Australia.
It's arid and it can be tough out here, especially after the bushfires in the last few years.
But it's also a surprisingly rich ecosystem, home to heaps of unique and sometimes bizarre species.
Did you spot my station from up there? Then please, come and get settled in. Sorry I can't be there to greet you in person today. I'm out on a hunt too. What is there to say about us? Well, Robbo and I are neighbours.
Neighbours? How about best mates?
Technically, we're also neighbours, Robbo. But yeah, we both grew up here. Our folks owned the two stations.
In other words, we became mates because there wasn't anyone else around.
You even lived in Brisbane for a few years after uni to try to get rid of me, but even that wasn't enough.
Too right. We tried everything. A long-distance friendship, crazy jobs, stupid boyfriends.
And jealous girlfriends. As a last resort, we each got married. Nothing worked.
Except one thing. Having a kiddo. That worked wonders. Anyway, let us know when you're over at Soph Station.
Welcome to my station. It's quiet at the moment, but it can get a little too busy around here sometimes. I reckon it's sort of a hangout for our community. We even have board game nights sometimes. Anyway, your cabin's ready. I've prepared everything for you. I hope you like it. It's a bit basic, but it does the job. Feel free to use it during your stay. It's our pleasure, really. Eric and I opened these a couple of years ago to make an extra buck. They've been a lifesaver. Take your time, make yourself at home. Grab a cuppa from the bar. We don't make a fuss out here in the sticks. If you're ready, we can get started. Wait, would you mind grabbing something before you head out? It's a book Robbo lent me ages ago.
A book? Which one? The one on imposter syndrome or the one on kangaroos?
The kangaroo one, yeah. I left it in the bar. You can't miss it, mate. Right, that's the book. Great job, you're the best. I'm flat out right now, so I reckon you'll visit Robbo's shelter before I do. You have no idea how stoked Robbo will be when he gets it. Your first task has to do with kangaroos. There are areas that are badly overgrazed because of them. There's one east of my station, so why don't you start heading there? We'll bring you up to speed on the way. Since I reckon you're not familiar with roos yet, here's a bit of context. Later, we know you can do your own thing. We have the eastern grey kangaroos around here. You'll find them in the outback, of course, but also in grassy bushlands.
They're a very important species in Australia, but they don't have a lot of natural predators. So they can easily be in overabundance and cause overgrazing. They can make life heaps harder for other animals and throw the whole ecosystem out of whack.
Not to mention the economic impact on our stations. Can't say it's been too brilliant in the last couple of years. There's just too much population control to be done. You can't keep up on your own.
So we often work with the government to hire professional hunters to help us out. Soph is also a hunter herself, and she's the chair of our Hunters Association.
Yeah, we organise hunting parties with other hunters when we have the time.
But most of the time, you all like to just hang out at your bar.
That's part of the fun. Our community's not too bad here. Robbo, he turned his folk station into a wildlife sanctuary a few years ago.
Yeah, we take in wounded animals. We nurse them back to health and, if possible, release them back into the wild.
And you arrange guided visits with schools. That's when Robbo gets to talk the kids' ears off about the wildlife.
I know. That's the best part of the work. And, most of the time, they listen. First, try to spot a roo from a distance without spooking them. Your best bet is to climb a fire lookout tower. Another workout for your calves, I'm afraid. Good. Ain't it beautiful? But before you start, there's a couple of things you need to know about kangaroo shooting.
We have strict shooting regulations in Australia. What's legal or not to shoot? What's the right calibre and ammo for each species? Robbo, did you submit the codex entries for our local species?
Right, just finished them last night. If you want to know more about the roo or any other animal, it's all in there.
Or give us a call. Either way, we know you'll do your due diligence before you plan your next hunt.
The roo's mostly what we're known for overseas. That and deadly spiders. And fair enough, it's a very important cultural icon for us. but it's also a fascinating creature. Can be both aggro or skittish. As a marsupial, it displays unique behaviours and movement patterns that you won't find in any other species. Just one example. Don't try disturbing kangaroos at close range, or they'll know how to get rid of you.
It's time to introduce you to one of your main tasks here, invasive species and pest culling. We have heaps of them in Australia. Some are native, quite a few were introduced. They come in all shapes and sizes. I'll show you my tea fields. You'll see the mess pests can do and why they're a major problem to both the ecosystem and the economy. I've tagged the location on your hunter, mate. Can't wait to see you in action. Talk later. Oh, and as agreed, to help you in your task, our Hunters Association is happy to offer you a varmint rifle. You can just go collect it yourself. I've left it at an outpost close to where you're going. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, people thought it would be fun to bring deer over and hunt them, just like they did back in Europe. Soon enough, they thrived in their new environment and started competing with native animals.
Yeah, within a few generations, deer populations were out of control. And that's just one of the many biodiversity challenges we have. Just in the last decade, we lost tons of threatened species. You'll often hear Aussies say that if you give it enough time, any species will become feral. Usually 2 to 3 generations tops. Here, you'll find mostly feral pigs and feral goats. Both of them are some of the worst invasive pests in Australia.
They destroy everything. We don't talk about them as much as rabbits or feral cats, but we should. The rule of thumb is, if it's feral, it's okay to shoot, because you'll be doing nature a service. They ruin pastures, crops, orchards, not to mention they're also a major road hazard out here in the bush. You made it to the tea fields? Nice one. As you can see, the damage can be pretty bad when certain species become overabundant. That's why pest control is a responsibility everybody shares in Australia, even non-hunters. But for that, you'll need your varmint rifle. It's waiting for you. It's the perfect caliber to hunt small to medium animals. The only thing we'll ask is that you take a small target practice test. We want to test our hired hunters' skills and competence. Even pests need to be shot ethically. Isn't it a beaut? You'll see it also does the job well. Now, how about a bit of practice? Let's start off nice and easy. See that soft drink can? Shoot it and start getting a feel for your new weapon. Let's up the ante a little. Try to shoot that target. Still using the rifle, of course. Not bad. So, what do you reckon? To me, it's practical, reliable, and lightweight. It may not be the most common calibre for pest hunting, not even in Australia, but it's my personal favourite. Sometimes it's nice to just focus on yourself, your posture, your breathing, your aim. So, if you're game, you're welcome to keep honing your skills. The best hunters are the humble ones, if you ask me.
Now that that's settled, feel free to do what you do best. Here's a bunch of bounty assignments for you, but no rush.
We'll leave it up to you how you want to plan your hunts. Thanks for your help, mate.
North of the river, it's mostly my property. I can't wait to show you the sanctuary.
Wait, Robbo, I've got an idea. How about we take our mate on a little detour? We could introduce you to a fun tidbit of Aussie culture. A folk song called Waltzing Matilda.
Ah, yeah. Good idea. Perfect. What have you got in mind, Soph? A billabong.
Right, I know which one. Check out that location I've marked. If you're a bit of a history nerd like me, it'll be worth your time.
A billabong? Sorry, we should have led with that. That's what we call a kind of U-shaped lake or waterhole.
Right, we have Aussie terms and phrases for everything, as you've noticed. But believe me, we're already toning it down for you.
So, what's your plan, Soph? Oh, please tell me you're not gonna sing.
Sing? Oh, no way. But I'll gladly talk about the song and what it means.
Yeah, I feel better. I wouldn't want to relive another 2012 karaoke debacle. To me, Waltzing Matilda will always be that one bloody song Soph was always singing in the back of her mum's car.
Yeah, sorry. It drove you nuts. I used to have this illustrated children's book based on that song when I was a kid.
Yeah, you went through a phase when you were slightly obsessed with a song. Let's put it that way.
Originally, it's a traditional song from the early 20th century, a so-called bush ballad.
It's full of old Aussie words that no one understands anymore. Well, that's my take on it.
It tells the story of an itinerant worker, aka a swagman, who travels across the country looking for work. He makes camp near a billabong, takes a break and drinks tea. That's how the song starts.
Anyway, it ended up becoming very popular and beloved by most Aussies. Everyone has covered it.
You can even hear it at sports events. If you ask me, it's pretty much seen as Australia's unofficial national anthem. You made it to the Billabong? Nice. Of course, that's not the one that inspired the original writer of the song. If you want, you can keep walking along the Billabong. It's really pretty. A bit further away, there's one gorgeous spot you should check out. That's got to be one of my favourite places in all of the Emerald Coast. Used to go there with Mum all the time before she became ill. Back to the song, swagmen carried all their belongings in a sort of bundle, which they nicknamed a Matilda. In the song, he stops to take shelter under a eucalyptus tree and starts boiling tea.
Wait, so what's the deal with a jumbuck? Isn't the man capturing a sheep?
Exactly. He tells the sheep, "You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me," which means you'll travel with me.
Oh, right. And towards the end, the lyrics get really weird, don't they? With the police and everything.
The police come to arrest him for stealing the sheep. So in order to escape them and not be caught alive, he throws himself in the Billabong and dies. And at the end, his ghost comes back to sing the chorus. What's your point, Robbo?
Nothing. Gotta love these old stories. Scarring our kids for life.
Just one eucalyptus tree close to the water? Yeah, that's the tree I was talking about. My favourite place. You're cool, but I wouldn't sleep under the stars unless I had to. What did you find? Rubbish? How much? So much for the history and culture chat, I reckon. Back to reality.
Lucky you went there. God knows how long that rubbish would have stayed there. Would it be okay for you to collect it all? Last month, we found an area by the river littered with disposable vapes. That's the new thing. Those things are bloody toxic. They leak all kinds of chemicals in the soil and water. All rubbish can be a major hazard to wildlife anyway. You don't want to know what condition some animals are in when I find them. You know what, mate? We're bloody grateful for... What? You got bitten? By a spider? Oh, mate. All right, don't panic. What did the spider look like? Was it a big black spider or a redback spider? No? Are you absolutely sure? Good. In any case, we need to see a doctor, just to be on the safe side. Sit down and don't move. I'm coming to get you.
So, how are you feeling? Can you describe your symptoms? Okay, mostly nausea and dizziness. No sweating, swelling or burning sensation then? Yeah, it's maybe one of the milder spider bites. Let us know right away if anything changes, okay? And remember, keep calm. We'll keep in touch the whole time.
G'day, mate. How you going today? Great. Thank goodness you're feeling better. According to the doc, you just had some kind of mild allergic reaction.
But she said you have nothing to be worried about. Well, that's a side of Australia we hoped you wouldn't experience.
You're at my wildlife sanctuary. Make yourself at home. Feel free to look around. You sure you're feeling better? Okay. Well, if so, I could use a fresh pair of eyes to take some good photos of the sanctuary. Let me just send you what kind of photos I need. There. You should see the details on your hunter, mate. I appreciate it, mate. But take it easy, though. It's not nice to get a scare like that. We had a couple of not-so-great years financially. Right now, it's just me and Lizzie working full-time. Plus some seasonal staff working part-time. And our photos on the website and social media, really old. Hopefully, with new photos, we'll be picked up by parenting websites, influencers, or schools. That stuff matters these days.
So, how many school visits have you got lined up, Robbo?
Oh, I don't know, 5 or 6 next week.
Not bad. She'll be right, mate.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, one of the visits will be our old kindy.
Oh, that's cute. Good luck with all the screaming kids, mate.
Yeah, we even got salties. Kids absolutely love them. You should have seen this one when we brought him in. It wasn't pretty. But now, he's one hungry bloke. I could always use help to gather more food for him, when you get the chance. Oh, I've got your photos, thanks. Let me take a look. Oh, nice one. They look awesome. Oh, I'm sure that'll help us reach more people and make them excited about visiting the sanctuary. Even adults are never done learning, and all species deserve compassion and respect. As long as someone out there will listen, I'm happy. That was always what I wanted to do with my life.
Hey, while you're still at Robbo's Sanctuary, don't forget to drop off the kangaroo book, you know? Just leave it on the bench near the deer pen or something.
Soph, why make such a fuss about a book?
Well, since you ask, that book is a little special. That's all I'm gonna say.
Intriguing. And it has nothing to do with us celebrating 30 years of friendship this month?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Robert.
Hey, mate. As a coincidence, I've also got our book for Soph. If it's all right with you, could you please take it with you before you go? I left it on the bench by the lake. You'll see, the view is something else.
So, what am I getting this time, Robbo? More craft beer like for our 25th?
I have no idea what you're talking... Oh, crikey. There's been a sandbar sighting.
Right, just got the notification too. Well, at least we've got an approximate location.
Can you go and confirm that sighting, mate? Look for tracks, or even better, spot the animal yourself.
Look, Robbo, you've heard it before, but you gotta find a way to let work be work, you know?
I know. When you care too much, that's when you're more likely to burn out.
Too true. Especially when you work where you live, like you and me.
Yeah. I'm trying to be more realistic now. I'm not going to save the ecosystem on my own.
Sweet as. Save your energy instead and save some for your kiddo. You found tracks of sandbar deer. Geez, I haven't seen any for a while. They're restricted in most Australian states. They shouldn't be here at all. The authorities take any sightings very seriously. And so do we. So we need to control this early before it gets out of hand. Down in Victoria, their population exploded, and they cause massive damage to pretty much everything. Crops, pastures, even trees. If you spot one, you're required by law to report it within 24 hours. So that's what we're going to do.
I'm already on it. Could you go to an outpost, find a computer, and email me all the details? And I'll take it from there.
Since you're a licensed hunter, you're allowed to shoot them too. Encouraged even. They're not the only large deer you can find in the region. Maybe you already encountered a rusa or a red deer. All of them are introduced species and are strictly regulated. So go ahead. They're pretty much fair game.
So, I dropped by the sanctuary earlier. Saw a funny little roo wearing boxing gloves.
Happy friendship anniversary, Robbo!
Oh, I love it, Soph. That name, though. What a find.
I know, right? It was this Prezi shop in Brisbane. We couldn't believe it when Eric and I saw it.
Oh, so that's when you bought it. Wow. Well played, Sophia.
It'll be the crown jewel of your collection, I'm sure.
Did you see it has a pouch? But those don't usually get aggressive unless their joeys are in danger.
Why did you think I got it? I wanted a good old Robbo rant.
And you'll notice I haven't said anything about its proportions. Great. Let me check if your email has all the info they'll need. Ah, looks good. I'll call the biodiversity folks to log the report right away. I gotta say, you're more than living up to your reputation as a hunter. And a tracker. Thanks for all your hard work. We're bloody lucky to have a bona fide expert like you around. So maybe you might be able to help us out with this one. The other day, my missus read something in the newspaper about a saltwater crocodile causing mayhem and understandably making people nervous. It also had a map of the salty sightings. Maybe that article's a good place to start. Here's where you'll find it. In Australia, people will love to tell you stories about animals. The animals even get nicknames. Then it becomes part of a local furphy.
Yeah, nah, the stories aren't just a furphy. Well, most of the time. After all, this Stevie story started from a few bloody real incidents.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. If you haven't already encountered one, the salties are more aggressive and dangerous than, say, alligators. A lot more. And sometimes you get one that's even more territorial and starts venturing outside its natural habitat, or like Stevie.
Robbo's not the type to big up himself, but he's our local salty hunter, a true blue expert.
Yeah, I was the one who caught Stevie back then. That was fully sick. But now, it sounds like Stevie had a hidden son or something, and it wants to avenge his daddy. You found the article? Sweet as. So where do they say the salty sightings were? Righto, gotcha. Then let's tag those areas in your hunter mate and go check it out. Good on ya. Then try to look for any traces of a salty's presence. Could be tracks or just brekkie leftovers. Great. Now you're there, one way to investigate would be to look for evidence of the damage they cause. Carcasses, for instance. Really? Oh, that's what I feared. It's not common for a salty to go all the way out there. Got it. Yeah, that's the work of a salty. It's not usually their territory. You'll need to deal with this.
Well, that's all we had planned to introduce you to your assignment with us.
But as you can see, there's no shortage of things to do. Keep up the good work, mate.
But don't pull a Robbo. Make sure you enjoy yourself too, okay? Speaking of which, why don't you all come over for tea this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. That way our friend here can meet our families. We'll have a couple of coldies. We'll have a great time.
I've still got a couple of your fancy craft beers in the esky, so I reckon we're covered.
All right, well, that was it. It's kind of meh, but you know, hey, we did it. We did the Emerald Coast in Australia, and I went ahead. I did a couple of the side missions that didn't require a whole lot of grinding, and unlocked the map per usual, or the rest of the map. One issue I found, and I don't know if you guys are having it, but this hunting structure right here, I cannot build it. Like, it does not give me the prompt to build it, and it's this one right there. So if you're playing the game, or if you've played this DLC, let me know if you were able to unlock this one, because for me, it won't let me do it. So, it is what it is. Anyways, we finished off at level 37, and after I refilled all my ammo, I'm at 41,000 credits. If we take a look at the skills, this is where I'm currently at. If you want to write that down, you can. And here's the Ambusher set. And then we'll go to perks. Nothing's changed in rifles. I put everything into handguns. So I'm thinking I want to... No, not that one. I'm thinking I kind of want to get the last two of this one before going to archery. We'll see. The hunting dog, old Bamps is here. She is fully trained now. So I ended up getting Master Tracker. And that's where we're at. I did get a very pretty piebald fallow deer, which I'm going to show at the end of this whole series. I'm just going to go through, show all the animals that I kept. Yeah. What did you guys think about the Australian main mission storyline, whatever you want to call it? And hey, if you like the video, hit that like button. If I've earned it, hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe, be cool, and have fun. We'll catch you in the next one.